Thank you. Greetings to you today. Let me take you to the city of Tbilisi in Georgia. This city is full of surprises and places you wouldn't imagine exist within it. For example, you have the sulfur baths located in the city center, and there are lakes on the outskirts of the city that are no more than half an hour away. How far is that? About 15 minutes by car. From the center of the city to the lakes, it takes about 15 minutes. You also have Old Market. You have a cable car. There is also an amusement park with amazing, enchanting views. There are shopping streets. The city has an old historical area, and there is also a place called Jinsko. Are you talking about the number of places and things you could do in this city? Honestly, it's a surprise. I will definitely be surprised to say so. Of course, before we go to the most beautiful places in Tbilisi, anyone needing tourism services within Georgia or Tbilisi should contact the travel hero. These people are reliable and offer group tours as well as trips with an Arabic or Georgian driver in a car to take care of all your needs. So let's head to Tbilisi and enjoy.
One of the things that surprised me here is that this city has a real botanical garden located within the city and next to the city center. It is an old city that I will take you to because it honestly has many surprises that I liked. This small city has a lot to offer, and when you reach the top, there is this small local market. Honestly, this is a truly wonderful and delightful movement. Here, as you can see, where the Arabs are, right over there. And this is the balloon you have here. This is the Bridge of Peace, and this is the main area of Old Batumi and Old Tbilisi. There's also a very absolutely breathtaking view. As you can see, it's higher up. Welcome to the channel. The area itself is a pleasure to visit and explore. They understand you, and they can draw very well. Here is where the cable car ends. You can see this cable car station. There is a fortress here, and you have the view. And the river is also here, so you can take a boat. There is an important point here. Many people come to the botanical garden. If you arrive via the cable car, how much does it cost? It's 4.5 lari for a one-way trip, which is about $200 or around 6 Saudi riyals. The nice thing is that the botanical garden has an entrance from above and an entrance from below. If you enter from the cable car, you will be going down, while if you come from below, it will be an uphill walk, which can be exhausting. So my advice is to take the cable car from below to get up there, enjoy the view, see everything. And then you can descend from the botanical garden, which is more than just a garden. After that, you can continue your journey. They have moved the entrance of the botanical garden closer to the Mother of Georgia. So in short, you walk about 300 meters to reach it. This is Mother of Georgia, located next to the entrance of the botanical garden. You walk a bit, and there she is. Mother of Georgia holds a sword in one hand and a wine bowl in the other, symbolizing that the sword is for unwelcome guests, while the wine is for those who are welcomed. Here, you can come up and see Mother of Georgia, the symbol of Georgia. As you can clearly see, there is a sign for entering the botanical garden. Try to come here when the sun isn't too bright. It's better when the sun is light because there is a grill. And the sun here in Georgia creates a nice and beautiful atmosphere in the summer, but the sun can be a bit strong. In Georgia, you can find this sign that says 4 lari which is about $1.50 or around 5 Saudi riyals per person to enter. It doesn't seem like much, but this is the box office where you enter the botanical garden from here. Let me give you a little impression of the beauty in this area. The waterfall is up high, meaning there is also a waterfall within the city, and you also have a forest and sulfur water. I will show you that in a bit. So, whatever you want, you can find it here in Tbilisi. Honestly, this is amazing and strange, and I swear it's divine how beautiful it is. Hey, look at this. You're walking around and just see how beautiful this arrangement is. This place is amazing, truly a masterpiece. Ah, the memories of Japan come back here once again. This is like the bamboo forest, which is also located inside the botanical garden of Tbilisi. Look at this beauty and sweetness. It's truly something very wonderful. Honestly, look at this path lined with tall trees along the road. It's really beautiful, elegant, and very comfortable for people here. There is one of the places that becomes like a simple square, and they work there, so you can see the city from inside the city. Here is the city, and here is the botanical garden, directly from inside the botanical garden. Once you finish the botanical garden, you continue on foot down to the main area below, or the main area of the old town. However, on the way, you might also find the only mosque located in the heart of the capital, Tbilisi, called the Friday Mosque. Thank you so much. I entered inside the Friday Mosque. There is something strange here that there are two places for the Imam, or two prayer areas, one Sunni and one Shia, but the topic is unclear. As you can see, there are two areas, but these areas are different. As you can see, there are two areas, but these areas are different. As you can see, there are two areas. As you can see, there are two areas. Now, as soon as we reach the end of the street, you'll find the spa and the hidden waterfall on your right, and on the left, you enter the city center where you can see the city with its very nice alleys. But I will take you here now because I was impressed by the spa and the hidden waterfall, which is another waterfall within the city. Honestly, this makes me really like this city a lot. Because as soon as you enter this area, you will start to smell the sulfur, which is the sulfur water. Of course, you have these lovely gardens all around, but they are all sulfur water baths. As you can see, number 5, for example, has about 1 or 2, or even around 7 to 8, each with its own price and specific arrangement. But generally, the prices range from about 50 to 100 lari per person. They have private baths and public baths. So if you want a public bath for men, for example, there is one at number 5 starting from 10 lari. And you have this very nice regular bath. This style is approximately around 120. Of course, this is usually free. Most of them give you about an hour, not more, because you really can't stay longer than that, here as well. Here is the Sulphur River. You can smell the stench. The smell of the sulfur river is like rotten eggs. Here I will take you to see things up close, and I will also take you into the old city. We are now heading towards the waterfall, which is right there. This is also one of the luxurious places for spas. As you can see, the city holds many surprises. Here you can enjoy walking around. This is all, of course, the old town. And these are all boutique hotels. Here, in another way, we will continue to see how these styles look. We will continue and head to the waterfall. Of course, the waterfall is officially closed, but they just reopened it. No, it's still closed. Consequently, everyone is frustrated. They are all coming from here and continuing on. We will go to the waterfall. This is all in the middle of the city. Look at this beauty. And this is the waterfall. Translation Nancy Don Sanka. By the way, here you can even find halal restaurants. For example, there is a place called Tbilisi Istanbul that has halal written on it. Most of the Turks working here in Tbilisi eat halal because Turks generally do not eat pork, and their food is usually halal whether they are religious or not. The young people have grown up with this, and Turks, as you know, do not change their minds easily. So, you can eat from them without worry. For example, this shop is located in the city center, and it has I Love Tbilisi merchandise. You can also find a boat here for 30 lari per person, which includes a drink, either a soft drink or coffee. It takes you on a tour for about 30 minutes, and based on that, you can take a trip along the entire river. Music is an art form and cultural activity whose medium is sound. It includes genres like classical, jazz, and rock. It is present, and on your left, if you continue, welcome to the topic. Here is a Georgian restaurant, but of course most Georgian restaurants are not halal unless they have the label. If you want it without pork, it should be written on the menu. These restaurants all have an English menu. Here we have arrived at the last city, or the real downtown. I love Tbilisi. This restaurant is open 24 hours, for example. Here is all the square. The main area in Tbilisi is Tonghai, and there are also restaurants open 24 hours. So this area here has become the old part of the city. When you enter, you can see the atmosphere of the old city and how it has been mostly renovated while maintaining its original rhythm. You can come here, but it's better to arrive a bit earlier to see it in the sunlight. As you can see, there is a unique architectural style to it. Of course, Tbilisi is included in the UNESCO World Heritage List, you see. Even here it keeps repeating in its hotels, but it's all about the outings and the views to make sure you get the picture. So don't get too excited if you're an athletic person here. Bazaar Square. There is a strange smell in the place, but the atmosphere is nice. Everything here is antique. The swords and all the antique items. The atmosphere here is really nice. They can speak English, and of course, they can even speak Arabic since you are coming to buy. So everything is great and complete. But I really liked the design. It is very nice and beautiful, especially the private area. It's like a corridor, but honestly it's arranged very beautifully, with food and various things, all in a lovely historical and heritage style. Here, you won't run out of things to see in the city center. You can look out towards Freedom Square. Now let me show you how this street continues. All of this continues until you reach Freedom Square. And you can also see, for example, it says here in Arabic, car rental. Honestly, I do not recommend renting a car from these places. Look for well-known international companies and rent through them because of the insurance issues and all these stories that happen to people. And that's how it goes on. There are many famous restaurants and cafes here in Georgia, especially the khachapuri, which is eaten in a very casual and large manner. So, I will show you one of the bakeries located in tourist areas. I was here on the main street, and if you turn left, you will find this building. This bakery operates with a card system, and here we have khachapuri, which is cheese baked in a delicious way. But there are many types, including ones with spinach and herbs. You can ask if it's a beef or non-beef version. Everyone provides all the information you need. The prices are around 5 lari. I took this one called khachapuri with egg, which is very tasty. Let's try it now. Let me just think about it for a moment. Khachapuri is a dish with Georgian cheese, and the Georgian cheese is a bit salty. I strongly recommend this place for you to go with the eggs. Honestly, what's it called? Don't tell her that you speak English, so they will treat you well, I swear. Here is a supermarket called Spar, which is available in most places, and you can rely on it for shopping because all your prices are available, and its prices are somewhat reasonable. It has everything you need. This is right next to the church. Of course, you can enter and see it, but it's not a good time for photography. However, this is the clock tower, which is something special. It has strange details that remind you of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but in a slightly modern way, and with a unique design. This area here is honestly a distinctive and beautiful tourist spot, and it has a charming spirit. As you can see, this is the area of Old Tbilisi. And here is the clock tower on this street. Here you can find restaurants and cafes, for example. About 10 minutes from Freedom Square. This is Freedom Square, or the Freedom Roundabout, depending on the area. You enter from one of the hotels, and on the left, you start to see a different atmosphere. with narrow, charming alleys and streets. There are cafes here, and I feel an atmosphere similar to Istanbul. However, as you know, the ambiance becomes more prominent at night. But let me give you this feeling. It feels like the atmosphere of Istanbul. It's quite similar to Istanbul. This is all about the gathering place. Most of it happens at night, but let me give you a little overview. The steak costs around 33 lari, which is about $12 or 40 Saudi riyals, and 45 Saudi riyals. The prices are considered very reasonable. For example, the steak is around 65 lari, which is about $20 to $25 or 80 Saudi riyals. So, it's not considered expensive, especially since the atmosphere here is authentic, making you feel like it's original. Translation by Nancy Conca. When the clock strikes 10, you will find things, especially on the weekend, to be quite nice and beautiful. The street, as you can see, is very narrow. The average meal costs around 30 lari, which is about $10 or 40 riyals. And that is honestly considered good, not expensive. The shisha is 50 lari, around $20. Look at these different styles as well. Wow, what a nice thing. This is one of the famous bridges here. If there are famous images here, famous images. This is the situation at night, and this is the famous balloon, and this is the river. It becomes just a design and allows you to cross the river, but it's nice to come here. We moved a bit. Look here at how the atmosphere changes at night. The special thing I want to show you is that this scene is best seen during the day, but at 11 or 12 at night, there must be life here in the summer in Georgia. The balloons, thank God, are present everywhere. This bridge and this balloon are among the attractions. As you can see, this world blends with the nice atmosphere. Here, where the balloon rises directly, you can see one of the police officers. Do you see that balloon over there? It goes up without any fire or anything, just by the rope. Of course, you can book directly from here at this kiosk.
How? All these decorations. Wow, that's true. Wow. Wow. Oh God, this is something very beautiful. One of those things I can't get enough of.
Look at the viewpoint that is free of charge. Of course, it's an entrance without a fee, and at the same time, it is one of the beautiful places that gives you a view of the entire city, whether on one side, to see the sunset, for example, or on the other side, towards the Sea of Tbilisi. The sunset is now visible from all angles. By God, it's something luxurious, especially something beautiful and wonderful. This is the sunset over Tbilisi. Notice the amount of mountains surrounding this city. All of this is present. Look here as well. The Soviet style in architecture is evident. And here you have the church, which was a very famous church for the area. And here you have the complete view of the sea, which is the Sea of Tbilisi. Let's take a look. And the biotunes. Another important activity you can do here in Tbilisi is something called the funicular. If you remember something called the division, which is the funicular, it's the same thing but with a very enchanting and unique view. Let me show you how things work. This is the ticket office where you can book your tickets. Of course, it tells you the information. The length of the funicular is 50 meters, and the height will be 727 meters. At the same time, you can enjoy the speed because it is a park you enter, and there is a whole park you can access. The next part depends a lot on the entrance fee. You also pay about 10 lari for one way. Here, the ticket is loaded with 10, and it costs 2 lari to use it for the funicular. This is the funicular, and this is the direction we will go. I entered here. Just arrived. You have a cafe here, a restaurant and a bathroom, and even a Georgian bistro, which means there's alcohol available. And when you enter, you'll find what it is. Wow, this is really beautiful. You find a complete park. You see this entire park up at the top, and this is one of the most famous landmarks in Tbilisi. This is its location. So in short, you have reached the top. Now, as you can see, there's an ice cream atmosphere all around. At night, with the lights, the world becomes better, and things are very encouraging and promising. As you can see, there are children's games and cars, making it a beautiful area for families. It is considered a very nice area for families. This is, for example, one of the views here of the entire city of Tbilisi. This famous tower, this whole city, and this is also called the viewpoint or the eye over the entire city. Honestly, I was surprised here that it is really a complete city of games. I expected just a few rides for the theme, but most of the games we know are here. The death slide, the games, even the waterfall and the beach, the haunted house, everything is here. It's special in Georgia everywhere you look, mashallah, tabarakallah. The news is that whether they plant it or not, you find this news. Just imagine a theme park with all this beauty, this height, this view, and this roller coaster, the death train. There are even public restrooms here. You can walk around. It feels like a theme park atmosphere, a beautiful environment for both children and adults. Look at this beautiful atmosphere. Watch this episode first. Oh my God, there's a drop. Look at the things along the beautiful path. You continue here on the right, and there are buses. You can come to them by bus instead of taking the funicular if you want, or you can walk. But honestly, I applaud them for this style and all this beauty, because they have really utilized everything in a nice and beautiful way. It's a good idea. You can even come without riding the funicular if you want to save money. But the experience itself was nice, to be honest. And all of this I advise you to come, meaning it's an important point that I will mention here. There are buses available from the park exit that you can take if you don't want to return by walking the whole way, or if you want to go back. There is a stop that drops you off in the city, and this is the entrance to the other side, as it is set up like this. So the park is free to enter and is open from around 12 p.m. to 12 a.m., which means you feel like you're in an atmosphere similar to Disneyland, for example, and other simple things. Of course, it's special here because you can see that you are on the mountain with a view of the city, and at the same time, you have a lovely park. An important point is that it opens around 11 p.m. So honestly, I recommend people taking the funicular to come around 5 or 6 p.m. to catch the sunset and enjoy the nighttime atmosphere. Sometimes there are activities happening here. When you come from the funicular, you will find these upscale restaurants with a direct view, as you saw when I was coming from behind. Look at how this view is directly overlooking the city with such seating. Wow, it's really beautiful. There's also a cinema and bowling, plus food and stories. For example, this is khachapuri, which is of course the local cheese bread from Georgia. This place specializes in it. The coffee shop is nice too. Honestly, the mall turned out to be beautiful. They even felt that we should make it very wider than usual, much wider than below, so that people can sit comfortably indeed. It's nice here, truly, and the long area for the disgruntled is, of course, certainly not McDonald's or Burger King, which is always present everywhere in Bangkok. There are a variety of options available, and this is the one. Of course, it turned out to be a surprise, folks. The mall is not small. We're talking about 7 floors. But it's designed compactly to cover many areas because it's very close to Liberty Square, which is honestly a very vibrant area. But you can find most of the famous global brands here, and I will also show you the court. The nearby malls will provide you with everything you need. The mall isn't considered big at all, but I expect it has all the main things that any visitor might need. We are in a tourist area. And honestly, it's not that impressive. It's become quite modern, with even big brands like Diesel and others. It's not bad. At all. Not bad. At all.